Hi, everybody. So just very briefly, I wanted to share why I'm here with EUROPAC today and what brought me here. My mum was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was 57 years old. And she didn't want to take a test at the time to see if she had any genetic mutation, because I think she was quite worried what that would mean for me. So she didn't do that. Unfortunately, she then was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer at the age of 69 and died very, very quickly. As we all know, there's not a great deal, if it's found at a late stage, as to what you can do. This really scared me. I was terrified. But at the time I was living in Australia, and unfortunately, if you have a pre-existing condition, you're not covered by insurance. So I also didn't take the test to see whether or not I had any sort of genetic mutation. In 2018, I was diagnosed myself with breast cancer. And my oncologist said, and my surgeon suggested, that I did take the BRCA test, because they would treat me very differently if that was the case. I took the test and I was positive. I went on for my treatment, and I'm now 5 years cancer free, which is wonderful. Unfortunately, my brother, I only convinced him to take the test a year ago. He also has BRCA2, and he was diagnosed with cancer on Thursday, prostate cancer. It's going to be a very good outcome. They found it early. And again, this really brings home the early detection part for me. This is not a death sentence. This is a life-changing sentence, really. It improves everything about your life. You can manage your outcome by early detection and by taking control. Once I was diagnosed with BRCA2, I made the radical decision to have a bilateral mastectomy. I had my ovaries removed. I'm at a slightly increased risk of melanoma. So I now have yearly body mapping, which then brought me to pancreatic cancer. And what can I do? So I went back to my doctor and asked, is there anything available? And he said, leave it with me, I'm not sure. He did some research and came back to me with EUROPAC. And I am over the moon. So I went to see EUROPAC in Liverpool, and I'm now going to be eligible for the trial and the screening. And fingers crossed, this should, I hope, change my future. I have 3 stepchildren who also lost their mum to cancer, and I'm determined that I'll do whatever I can to prevent this and bring awareness to this disease. And so that's why I'm here today.
Thank you so much, Kim, for sharing your story. I mean, it's a real privilege to hear your journey, and it really does drive home how important this work is and why we need to take action and ensure that we are supporting referrals into the EUROPAC programme to pick this up and detect pancreatic cancer early. So, you know, I'm sorry to hear, you know, that it's an ongoing process for you and your family, but it's amazing to know, you know, how it's impacting you, and yeah, as clinicians, really gives us a kind of background to why this work is important. So yeah, really appreciate
and I
you
think
taking the time.
It's important that we change the narrative of everybody thinking that you know, being diagnosed with a gene mutation or you know, the risk of pancreatic cancer, is a death sentence, and it's really not. And it's you're changing your life. It's like managing a business, but it's your health. And you know, if you do it early enough, there's a positive outcome.
Yeah, no, thank you for emphasising that, and hopefully we can change that narrative going forward. So really, really powerful to hear from you. So thank you very, very much for coming along today.
My pleasure.